Rain, torrential downpour. Nah, this is CAF. We play through all kinds of weather up until the flooding starts, that is. This is CAF TV. Hey folks, I'm Alex Bastiavansky. Yes, the weather had a bit of a say in things last weekend. As if the stifling heat wasn't enough, Mother Nature decided to throw in a monsoon as well as a tornado warning our way. And we've still got some great highlights though. Also, we've got a special guest in studio today, very special. Former Premier League standout, Stoke City's Andy Wilkinson, will join me with ADP Director Josh Bill to talk about a fantastic camp they've got going on right now. That's coming up later on, but first, let's get to the game highlights, and to the under-16 group we go. Future and ADP were two squads looking to move on up the standings. Heck, Future hadn't won a game since their season opener back on June 12th, which definitely seems unfair considering the talent they have on that roster. Well, on Saturday, they rediscovered their offensive touch against ADP. Game highlights now brought to you by Leica Sports. Leica, your passion, our commitment. ADP just 6 goals scored in 7 games so far this year, and they continued to struggle last weekend. Future, no such trouble. Lex Hancock comes up with the big save here, but ADP can't clear it. Robert Kruger out front, goal. And Future up 1-0 after 11 minutes. Second half, all Future, 47th minute now. Leonardo Rocarola. Nice moves. Isaiah Bodemede hits it. Nice stop, though, by Hancock's right there to get down. 57th minute, more from Bodemede. He had a great game. He tattoos this shot and unfortunately smacks right off the crossbar, though. 64th minute now, Future hits again off the corner kick. Kalen Robinson wide open for the free header, and Future go up 2-0, and then the final dagger in the 70th minute of play here as Isaiah Bodemede, watch the sweet little move he puts on the defender right here, whoops, and then he slams it home past the keeper. 3-0, and that was all she wrote. So 3-0 your final. Future now 2-1-2 on the season. Afterwards, Isaiah Bodemede stopped by, and he was impressed with how his squad stepped up against an ADP team that had a physical advantage.
I think we did very well today considering our physical part of the game. They are much bigger and stronger and faster than us, and we kept the ball a lot, made some good plays, and I think we did really well. We deserved the win.
And then there was one. Epic FC has been the class of the under-16 group this season, along with Mississauga United. Those were the sole remaining undefeated teams heading into last weekend, but all good things must come to an end as Chantilly ended Epic's 6-game winning streak on Saturday. Epic was trying out some new players for this game, and Chantilly showed them no mercy. 16 minutes in, Mohamed Shamki on the break. But watch the saves by Cuba Grant here, especially the second one. He says, "Get out of here!" Just swats it away. Love it. Ensuing corner kick, though, nobody marks Liam Outlaw out front. The header is a beauty. Chantilly up 1-0 after 17 minutes of play. Epic free kick soon afterwards. This is just unlucky. Second shot rings off the iron, and no goal. Then good chance off the rush here, but Carson Provenzano comes up with the nice save, and then just a minute later, he one-ups himself, skying to make an even better save right there. Solid goalkeeping. Second half, Chantilly puts this baby to bed, though. Abud Imani gets chopped down in the box from behind. Penalty kick, Israel Perrin steps to the spot and puts it home. The game got called due to lightning with about 10 minutes left, meaning that Chantilly hands Epic its first loss of the year, and with the win, Chantilly moves up to 3rd in the under-16 group. Okay, still with the under-16s. Pace, great story this year. Lost its first 3, hasn't lost since. A good chance early on here. Nahil Yates just over top of the crossbar, though. Alessandro Procaccini had a huge game for DFC. He sprawls to save Daniel Frozzoni right there. Nice moves by Frozzoni there. 39th minute, Yates breaks the ice. Nice little shot, tucks it into the top corner there, and Pace go up 1-0. Second half, they keep coming. Alexander Cantasano with a shot from well out. Pretty much the only mistake Procaccini made all day, letting it in on the short side there. Pace up 2-0. Dragon Force managed to get one back in the 17th. Nice little one-timer by Samuel De Silva right there. And DFC right back in it, trailing by 1. But then Pace gets the lead back up to 2. Max Ferrari continues his hot play as of late with the nice little goal there. And Pace lead 3-1 after 61. But then it's Procaccini with the stop of the week, point blank, one-on-one with Steven Montero. That is a beautiful stop. But on this day, he could only do so much as Pace takes it 3-1 and are now unbeaten in 6. Ryan Mascarena stopped by afterwards to share his thoughts on his team's play.
Yeah, I think we moved the ball well. We played well defensively. We worked in practice on being a more defensive unit and shifting to 2/3 of the field. And I think we utilized our passing abilities very well and our pace down the wings and our big striker up top.
Welcome back to CAF TV. Alex Bastiabansky here in the studio and joined by two very special guests now. Well, one very special guest and Josh. So guys, welcome to the show. Josh Bill, I'm just teasing you, of course, the Academy Director for ADP, and Andy Wilkinson. And if you're a football fan, you know who Andy is. He's a Stoke City man through and through, played for years. I'm not going to talk about his entire background because we're going to do that in a second here, but welcome to Canada, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And you're in town to do a camp. You've been doing a camp for the last couple of weeks now. We got a couple more weeks to go. We'll get to the camp in just a second. Let's start with this. Obviously, you're both English. What's the background here? You used to play for Stoke City as well, for some of the teams. Is this how you guys know each other? How do you guys have the connection?
Yeah, so as a young guy, I was playing for Stoke through the academy system. Nowhere near to the level that obviously Andy's there. But the way we met, I was working at the club as a coach, as an academy and community coach. And Andy, being one of the pros there, is one of the guys that you would always look up to, and he's one of the pros who would actually give you, and talk to you off the field. So, we got talking that way, and we got to know each other that way, and that's how we.
And he approached you a couple months ago and said, "Do you want to come out to Canada and do a couple camps with us here?"
Yeah, definitely. I was here. As you know, I retired with concussion. I've been over in Canada seeing specialists over here and over in Guelph. And in January, I come over. Josh invited me to see what he was doing, and I was really impressed. And the way he's got the kids at heart is the way I would like to see it done as well. So, which is why I come back and said I would give him some of my my knowledge and experience I've had over the last however many years in the Premier League, and give it back to the kids.
So how are the camps going so far? Then there's two camps. There's a defensive camp that actually is just finishing up right now, and then a general camp, I think we could call it, right, that goes from the 18th to the 26th. So let's talk about the defensive master class, and well, let's talk about you first. You're there giving your expertise. How did you feel about the camp, and how did things go?
Brilliant, yeah, the kids, great attitude, and they listen well over here. They're fully focused and listen to everything that I've been telling them. Yeah, their ability is good. There's things that they could work on, and hopefully they've learnt a lot this week from the pointers that I've given them.
All right, what has the reaction of the kids been to having Andy Wilkinson here?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, just for a player from Canada to have the opportunity to be coached by a Premier League player, but a current, a fresh Premier League player who's just come straight out of the game. It's knowledge that can't be bought anywhere, and it's great for Andy to give up his time and come over to deliver and pass that on. Absolutely.
So you mentioned some of the things that can be worked on. We're always working with this in Canada to figure out ways to raise our game. We've lagged behind other countries, no question about it, especially for a country with 35 million people. And you look at a country like Iceland that has 310, and you wonder what the heck's going on here, right? So there are definitely some things we can improve on. Technical ability has always been a big thing. You hear coaches say who come from other countries and see the Canadian system. That's something that Josh has obviously worked very hard on with his program to train his kids about. So from what you've seen from the camp so far, maybe compare it to England and other English kids, same age as the Canadian kids, what are some of the major differences that you see?
For this week with the defensive works, something I'm passionate about and something I just love defending. It was naturally something I really like doing. So just getting the kids' positioning right, know where they are on the field. Communication was a big thing as well. They don't seem to talk to each other as much, but as the
Are they being too polite? It's a Canadian thing.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe it's a bit of embarrassed to talk,
Shyness,
to shout,
yeah.
Shyness, but we've brought that out of them, and in the space of a week, they're all shouting at each other, giving each other information, which is really good to see.
Right. What sort of things have the kids been doing? Is it strictly on field, or is there off field stuff going on? Example, what are kids getting if they take part in the camp?
So for the defending one, every session's been based on obviously defending and how to communicate as a defender, how to actually, physically challenge as a defender. So there's all aspects of defending in there. But also the best thing for me that I thought was actually, having Andy there and having the kids being able to talk to Andy. It's on the one lunchtime we did a Q&A with Andy, and it was good just giving, everybody says they want to be a professional footballer, but the actual in depth of what to be a professional footballer is they have no idea about it. Right. So just to ask general questions on the Q&A on how to be a pro and how to how to treat your body, how to work your body, and how to get the best out of everything that you're given. Right. I think that's been a massive one for us, and it's good that Andy's obviously done that.
Is the shyness part, the not wanting to be as vocal, is that something you noticed when you came over as well when it came to the kids?
I think it all comes down to lack of knowledge. Right. Obviously with the shyness, the lack of knowledge, they don't want to scream something out if they're not sure about it. Obviously learning the terminology, well, the English terminology, which can be different.
I was going to say, apparently, so Josh has been teaching Andy some Canadian words, which we're going to find out in just a second. Actually, we've got to take a quick break. More with Josh and Andy Wilkinson when we come back. More CAF TV. Welcome back to CAF TV. Alex Bastiabansky here in the studio, and I am joined by Josh Bill, Academy Director for ADP, and his special guest, Andy Wilkinson, former Premier League player with Stoke City, who is here to do camps with ADP basically for the entire month of August. And hold up the jersey there, Josh, and let's show. So this is a signed Stoke City jersey that Andy Wilkinson signed. And there's a bit of a contest going on with ADP, actually, and it involves Twitter, which I'm completely befuddled about. So Josh is going to explain exactly what's going on with this part of the contest. Just talk about it.
Yeah, so basically tonight a tweet will be sent out on ADP Soccer, and then all you got to do is retweet it and follow ADP, and then we'll randomly pick a winner who will post a shirt, so they'll get to have it.
Fantastic. If people want to sign up for the camp,
yes.
There's a camp all next week. So if they want to sign up for it, they can go to adpsoccer.ca.
.com.
As I correct my notes here, on screen it's going to say the proper one. Sorry about that. adpsoccer.com, and find out all about the camps and everything like that. And we're showing the flyers and stuff as we're talking anyway. So let's talk about the background then. It's obviously not every day we get a Premier League player in here. Actually, it's the first time ever, so it's pretty darn cool. Stoke City man, we were trying to figure out how many years, rough 14, 15 years, something, youth system and the main team. I'm just going to shut up and let you actually talk about it and your experience with Stoke City.
Okay, yeah, I was lucky enough to play for the team I supported as a kid as well. So I left school at 15. I was a late August birthday, so left school at 15, went straight into the academy. Within a year and a bit, I'd made my first team debut. The manager there was keen on the youngsters getting experience. I went on loan to a number of clubs and then broke my way into the first team. We got promoted to the Premier League and then cemented my place for a good few 5, 6, 7, 8 years playing in the best league in the world.
Mm-hmm. And the unfortunate part is, but you had a great career, was just this past, was it February? You retired. Due to it was a close range shot that hit you in the temple, and we're going to talk about this as well because Andy's a big proponent of concussion research and charity. So that unfortunately ended the career, but what a career it was. And I was also going to say how loved this guy is by Stoke City fans. Obviously playing that many years for the team, but we're showing some videos and stuff like that. One is the testimonial game that they held for you. And Andy donated all the money from the testimonial game to charities, which is incredible. But you see, you scored the goal. So we had a little chuckle about this before. We got on air. So entire career, you scored 1 goal. It was against Clyde, and that was in Scotland. So they had a chant, Stoke City fans, and what was the chant?
If Wilco scores, we're on the pitch.
Right. And then at the testimonial game, we had some great names come out for that as well for the testimonial game.
Yeah.
Penalty shot, and you scored, and they rushed the pitch. Why am I describing everything and not letting you describe it? But what was that like, I guess, is my question. How great was that?
No, it was an amazing feeling because I'd come close a few times against some good teams in the Premier League, and the closer I got, that's when the song developed. Unfortunately, the manager would leave me back on set pieces to defend, so I never really got too many chances. And when I did, they developed this song, and I couldn't have asked for a better way to get a send-off into retirement, even though it was cut early.
And another thing that we were kind of laughing about is, and we're showing the video about this as well, is you'd never had a chance to go see a Stoke City away game, so after you retired, you went and saw one at Man City. And the video of the fans approaching you in the concourse, and you guys had a fantastic time. You're singing and dancing and everything, and but just a man of the people. And you said, and as you said, this is not every day that you get a Premier League player that's going to mingle with the fans like this. I mean, obviously, this is a guy who is so loved by the fans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially me, a lifetime fan of the club, you know, and seeing Andy play and seeing him on many levels, it's great. And you know, I've never met a player like that, so you know, he deserves everything that he's had from me.
Right. So we're running out of time, but I know it was a couple years early, the retirement a little earlier than you planned, but how are you enjoying retirement so far?
It was tough. I'm not going to lie, it's tough to deal with to start, but making the transition from player to coach is good, and this experience with ADP has been great for me to develop my own coaching skills. I mean, I've done work with Stokes Academy, but just to find myself as a coach and give my experience that I've had playing against the best players in the world and give that back to some kids and hopefully develop them and create some good players.
Well, it's that you've come to help out with this, and I'm not going to get it wrong this time. It's adpsoccer.com if people want to find out more. And again, the camps are running until the 26th.
Yeah.
And this is not just the defensive camp now, but like a general camp for all the kids. So it's once in a lifetime opportunities if people want to sign up for this to grow your game. Thank you for being here.
No worries.
Yes, thank you so much. And good luck for the rest of the summer. We're going to have a camera out there to follow you guys and get some stuff. So guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, more CAF TV coming up in just a second. Welcome back to CAF TV. On to the men's open group we head now. And don't look now, but Toronto Atomic is going on a run. After starting the season with 5 straight defeats, Atomic got its act together, won 2 straight, and continued its smoking hot play against Brampton on Saturday. Atomic's been like a completely different team over the last 3 weeks, and they were just too much for City to handle. They draw first blood. Roman Sakno, nice feed to Bodan Polichkov, and Atomic goes up 1-0. Unfortunately for Brampton, keeper Awator Kodzo slipped on the wet turf moments later and twisted his ankle pretty good. He was in obvious discomfort down on the pitch for some time and got helped off. So Gariel Kent puts on the gloves and the jersey, says, heck, I'll give it a try. Takes his place in goal. All things considered, didn't do too bad. A little shaky at times, but he's not a goalie, so we'll give him a pass as he bobbles the shot, but then smothers it there. Nice movement, ball movement by Atomic here. Dario Brezak and Miran Fatah playing give and go. Brezak blasting it just wide of the far post, though. And then it's Kent coming up big to rob the Toronto sniper. Not bad at all, Mr. Kent. A bit shaky on this one, though. Polichkov slides it past him here to make it 2-0 for Toronto. Atomic. In the second half, Brampton gets its offense going finally. Jonathan Singh out front with the one-timer here. Nice stop by the Atomic keeper, though. Toronto would add one more. Fabio Penaranda with a nice feed. He takes, and then he slams it by Kent to make it 3 goals for Atomic. And that was More than enough on this day. 3-0 TO is your final. That's now 3 in a row for Atomic after losing the first 5 to start the season, so they've really upped their game as of late. Okay, one more open group game, Supernova versus BSC. This one was ugly. Nova scoring early and often. Second minute, nice feed out front here, but BSC's defense just completely AWOL. In it goes, 1-0 Nova. They were just getting started. 2 minutes later, they don't even challenge the Nova forward here. He just takes his time and then picks the top corner. Way too easy, 2-0. It was like target practice. Too much time and space all around. 12th minute, in it goes, and it's 3-0 at that point. Then 21st minute, BSC just continues to sit back. These are beautiful shots by Nova, but when you've got 6 guys sitting back in the box, it's like target practice, and that made it 5-0 at that point. Second half, the onslaught continues. Apologies, Supernova needs new jerseys. The numbers are impossible to read. Supernova player, whoever you are, smashes the ball in from 18 yards, and I made it 7-0 at that point. It had long passed the point of being embarrassing when John Lozano, and I think it's John Lozano anyway, calls for it, gets it, waltzes in, and beats the keeper 8-0, and then Zach Elliott with a nice feed to somebody out front whose number I still can't read. Nova with another goal, and then they would add one more to make it 10-0. But does it really matter at that point? Ouch. By far the biggest blowout this year in the Super Group. BSC just overwhelmed on this day as first place Supernova puts up a 10 spot. Okay, let's take a look then at the league table. Starting with the under 14s, Epic tied with ADP on top, followed by London, and then Brampton Elite tied with Chantilly and Toronto International in a 3-way tie there for 5th. To the under 16 group we go. United on top of Epic now as Epic suffered their first loss of the year, followed by Chantilly, DFC, Pace, Future, ADP Blue, and Brampton Elite currently in 8th with 3 points. And to the open group then, Supernova now on top, although they have played one more game than Toronto, Croatia, followed by Epic, Brampton City, Toronto Atomic, and BSC smarting after receiving that 10-0 spanking at the hands of Atomic this weekend. Okay, the top 5 plays of the week in the CAF Countdown. Number 5, Mystery Man for Supernova, whose jersey we cannot read. Top of the box, gorgeous shot, part of a 10-0 Nova blowout win. Number 4, Epic's Cuba Grant against Chantilly, 2 saves. Love the second one. Get out of here! As he just smacks it away. Number 3, Carson Provenzano of Chantilly, doing a little robbing of his own as he skies to make the beautiful save right there. Number 2, Future's Isaiah Bodemede with the sweet little move against ADP coming up right here. Watch it. Whoops. And then he slams it home. Very nice goal, Isaiah. Number 1, it was the week of the goalie, I think. Alessandro Procaccini. Point blank save against Pace FC right there. Sweet stop. And you got it, Alessandro, our CAF play of the week. And that's it for this week. Just remember, though, to keep up on all things with the league, CAFsoccer.com is the website, at CAF_football on Twitter, and, of course, Canadian Academy of Football on Facebook. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. We'll see you next week.